Hey everyone, and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's get started at the top of our page with the eyes. So I'm going to leave a gap in the center and draw two dots on the inside edge of the eyes. So the one on the left, leave a gap, and then one on the right. Now from this point I want to curve the upper eyelid going up and out towards the left, but I want to make sure that the outside is higher than the inside point. Curve up. And then I'll pull that down, making sure that this is a little bit higher than the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to connect these 2 points with the lower eyelid. So let's start on the left side, curve down. Now I'm going to pull that up towards the inside of the eye. Let's do the same thing on the right. Make sure that we line up the bottom of the eye and pull that straight up. Now I'm going to push 2 circles towards the inside for the pupil. So let's start on the left side. Draw on 1 circle. And we'll do the same thing on the right. We want to line up the top. Now I'm going to draw a smaller circle on the top left of each pupil, just for the highlight. And we're going to fill the pupils in black. Let's go ahead and add some eyelashes. So at the top of this curve on the left, we're going to angle up and out towards the left and then the right, almost like a V. Now we're going to draw one more on either side. Let's do the same thing on the right. So at the top of this curve, draw on the V, and then one more on either side. Now right in between the eyes and the center, we're going to step down and draw on the nose. So we start with a point. We're going to angle down and out toward the left, and then down and out towards the right, and we'll connect the bottoms with a straight line. Now we're going to draw in a large curve for the mouth. So we're going to start just below the left eye here, curve down in the middle, and pull that back up on the right side. Now let's add in the lips. So from the mouth, we're going to step up, right in the middle, draw a point. From this point, I'm going to angle up to the left, and then to the right. Now I'm going to curve down towards the top of the mouth, coming out towards the left and then the right. Now let's draw on the lower lip. From these points, I'm just going to draw a curve coming down in the middle and then back up. We're going to add the stitch lines along the side of the mouth. Starting on the left, we're going to step in, just draw these short little lines going across. We're going to leave a little gap in between. And we'll do the same thing on the right side. Now that we got the face, let's go ahead and draw on the outside of the head. So in the center, we're going to step up in the middle, start with a point. From this point, I'm going to curve the side of the head around the eyes and then down to a point just below the mouth. So we start up here, we can curve up slightly around the eyes and the mouth, and then we're just going to angle down in towards a point. Let's go back to the top and draw on the right side. So we're going to curve around the eye and then the mouth. Now we want to come down towards the center point. So I'm going to start down here and just angle up and blend that in. Let's add a few more scars. So on the left side here, I'm just going to draw a curve coming down, and we'll just cross it like a T. From the center widow's peak, I'm going to curve down towards the left eye to right about here. We're going to add a couple stitches along here. So in the center, I'm going to draw an X, and then we'll draw an angled line on either side. Now before I draw on the hair, I want to draw on the body because it overlaps the hair. So just below the chin on either side, we're going to draw 2 short lines coming down the side of the neck. From the bottom of the neck, I just want to curve out the shoulder. So on the left side, we'll curve down and then out. Do the same thing on the right side. From here, I want to curve in towards the hip. So curving down and then in on both sides. Now we're going to round out the hip. So we're going to curve out. And then I'm going to curve it back down towards the bottom of the skirt. So on this side, I'm just going to blend to a curve, coming down and then in. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with a series of zigzags. Starting on the left, we're going to go up, and down. We're just going to repeat this all the way across to resemble a torn edge. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of detail to the dress. So let's start with the collar first. From this base of the neck, we're gonna step over, curve down in towards the middle, and then we'll curve back up on the right side. Let's add a stitch line along the neck. So about halfway down, we curve down and then up, and add short little lines across that stitch. Now let's add in some of that patchwork detail. From this hip, curve down over towards the right side. Let's add the little stitch lines along here, just working our way across from left to right. From the center of the collar, I want to curve down towards the right side, right on top of this line, and then again, we're going to add some stitch lines. From this point, I want to curve up and over towards the left, then adding the stitch lines again. And then just above here, we're going to curve over towards the right, all the way across, and then again, adding some more stitch lines. Now she has a little square patch on the bottom here. So we start with an angled line, come down on both sides, and then close off the bottom. We'll add 2 stitch lines on either side. Now from this hip, we're going to curve in, down, again adding some more stitch lines. Now in this panel here, there's a circle pattern, so we're just going to add 1 circle right in here. Now in this patch, there's a series of angled stripes. So start at the top, work our way down, just leaving an even gap all the way across. We're going to go in behind this patch, and then along the bottom. Now in this patch here, we're going to add a series of spots, just random areas like that. In this upper patch area, there's a pattern of swirls. So we start on the shoulder, I'm just going to swirl this all the way around until I end up in the center. We'll add 1 more at the bottom here, curving the opposite direction. I want to add 1 more stitch line down the center of the chest. So we'll add 1 straight line coming down, and then 2 stitch lines across. Let's continue working down with the legs. So I'm going to leave a gap in the center. On the left side, underneath the skirt, I'm going to curve in and then slightly out. I'm going to step over towards the right side and curve in the opposite direction. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the feet. So from the heel, we're just going to curve down and up on both sides. Now I'm going to curve the top of the foot coming in, but we're going to leave a little gap on the inside. So right here, we're just going to hook down and back up on both sides. Let's fill the shoes in black. And then from the top point of the shoe, I'm going to curve up and out underneath the skirt, going out and pulling that up. Just above the shoe, I'm going to add a curve from left to right, coming down in the middle for the edge of the sock. Now we're going to add a couple stripes. We're going to step down and duplicate that line 2 more times. Let's add a stitch along the left leg. Starting from the top, we'll curve down and then in, and add the little stitch lines across. And then on the right side, we're going to go straight across with a slight curve coming down, and then 3 stitch lines. Let's move back up and draw on the sleeves of the dress. From this corner of the shoulder, I'm going to angle down and out. Do the same thing on the right side. Now I'm going to draw that zigzag going in behind the body. So on the left side, we're going to go up, come down, up, down, and then we'll just pull that in behind the body. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Angle in, straight down, and then in behind. Let's add a little bit of stitch lines along the shoulder. So at 3 on either side. Now let's go in and draw in the arm. So on the left side, I'm going to have her holding a spoon. So we start underneath the sleeve. From this point, we're going to step in, we're going to angle down and out. Now we're going to come up towards the wrist with an angled line. Now we're going to draw in the thumb. So we're going to curl the thumb around. Go up, down. Now I'm going to pull that up, sort of aiming towards the top of the curve. And then from here, I'm just going to hook this back for the palm. Let's stack the fingers in behind here. So right on the outside of this thumb, we'll draw a little half oval. And draw that again, right underneath. And then one more time, we're just going to swirl this around in behind the finger. Now we're going to tuck the handle of the spoon in behind the fingers. Starting at the bottom finger here, we're going to come down, round out the bottom of the spoon, and then come up underneath the fingers. Now we're going to take these two lines and continue up above the top finger to about here. Now I'm going to connect those 2 points with an oval. Starting on the left, go around, and back in. In the inside, I just want to trace this out. We step down and draw a smaller oval on the inside. Now we're going to have the wrist coming in from behind the spoon. So we're going to step down, curve up and to the top of the forearm. Right from here, we're going to angle down towards the wrist. Coming down at an angle, right below this point, and we'll angle up underneath the sleeve. Let's add the stitch lines along the wrist. So we'll add 2 lines. And then along the upper arm, we're going to draw another curve. From the outside, we'll curve down, and then add 2 more stitch lines. On the right side, I'm just going to have the arm hanging down the side. So from this point, we're going to curve down and out towards the wrist. We're going to round out the thumb. So we're going to come down, round out the tip, and pull it back up. Now I'm just going to curve the fingers around the thumb. From here, we're going to curve in. We'll round out the finger, and curve it back up. Now we're going to stack the fingers over towards the right. So on the side of this finger, we're going to curve around and up. We do that a 3rd time. Now we're going to come up and then in towards the wrist. I'm going to pull this arm on the outside underneath the sleeve. Now just above the wrist line, we're going to step up, draw on a curve, and then add 2 stitch lines. Let's add 1 more stitch along the upper arm. So from the outside, I'm just going to curve down and in, then add 2 stitch lines. Okay, so now that we've drawn in the body, we can go back and draw in the hair tucked in behind. So we're going to start in the center of the forehead, draw a straight line going up. Now from here, I want to curve out around the side of the head, in and then down behind the body. So let's start with the left side. Curve around the head. Now right here, I'm going to pull it in and then just pull it outwards. So it's going to swing out towards the left. Let's go back to the top and draw on the right side. So we're just going to mirror this, going out around the side of the head. Now right here, we're going to pull it in, and then we're going to pull it down to right about there. Now on the left side, we're just going to have to continue this in behind the arm to the same height. So I'm going to use my finger to just measure this out. Right here, curving down and out. Now we're going to draw some points for the bottom of the hair in behind the body. Starting on the left, we're going to hook this up, and then we'll hook this back out. We're going to continue this all the way across. And one final time in behind. On this side, we're going to tuck this in behind the arm. You'll see 1 point probably in here. So we'll come down and then in behind the thumb. Now on the side of the head, I want to draw in the inside edge of the hair. So start on the left side, we're just going to curve in and then pull it down. Do the same thing on the right side. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.